All right, welcome to Focused Exercise. Today it is September, I think 13th. I hope I got that right, 2022. And I have something for you. This is strength training made easy in just 10 minutes. And it's where you begin to connect to your body, your mind, and your worthiness. Okay, because when we exercise, we know we are worthy. So this is part of the 7-day Beloved experience through the KS Media Group app. And I'm Karen Lubin. I'm your well-being coach, inspiring you to feel well in your body, mind, and spirit. All right. So I want to ask you, have you noticed that some people around you might be feeling stressed, anxious, depressed? Anybody notice that around you? Unlike you probably are not that way, or maybe you are, but I know the two of you, you're not. So, however, there are a lot of people right now in the world who are feeling isolated, even though the pandemic is now maybe the endemic or whatever we want to call this COVID thing. I am continuing to notice that people still feel isolated. And so what we're doing in focused exercise is coming together as a community to feel good. Because when we do strength training, we're releasing endorphins. So that's our happy feelings, our joy feelings, our sense of worthiness can come through in all of that with our endorphins. So we're going to focus on one muscle group today, and that is going to be the latissimus muscles. So the lat muscles, they're your side muscles in your back. Okay, so anybody, let me just ask you, have you had anybody ever had back issues? Okay, so if you have, then you're going to want to pay attention to this. Okay, what we do is for any age, stage, or abilities. Okay, so I'm going to show you two exercises. They are going to be focusing on those lat muscles, and just for a short period of time. We're going to do them twice, and we'll do it for a certain amount of reps. Okay, but I want to just say one thing before we even get into the lat muscles, and that is last week I talked about young girls and women talked about body image. And we said that over 80% of our young women are dealing with body image. And that starts with eating disorders and depression. Now you might be asking, well, what about the young boys and the men? Well, you want to take a wild guess as to if there's a certain percentage of young men and boys who are struggling with body image, body function, and feeling overall concerned about their body? You want to take a wild guess what the percentage is? Anybody want to take a wild guess?
I bet it's pretty high today because of social media and stuff. I bet it's very high.
Yes, it is. It's 90%.
Oh, I was going to say 80%. And I thought, no, that's too high.
Well, so girls have 80%, which is too high. Boys and men have 90%. And that was a big surprise for me when I read that. And this is a study from 2020. And what we're seeing is that young boys are struggling with anxiety and and depression. And it's because of body image and body function. Are they going to be able to function in a certain way and look a certain way? And they often feel overall worse about themselves afterwards when they compare. Why is this? Because of bullying, and it's a lot around physical trauma and sexual trauma. So boys don't have it any easier. There's a culture in which we are brought up, right? In which we're brought up to actually believe that as boys, we must act a certain way. As girls, we must act and look a certain way. So same thing happening. Very high and concerning statistics. Okay, so body image is so important. And when we have thoughts about how we are worthy or not, that will often stop us from doing this strength training. And what we now know is that we have to be doing strength training to use our muscles or we lose our muscles. Darn. And we have to do it 3 times a week or more in order to strength train. So even if you did what I'm going to show you 2 more times this week, then you've done 3 sessions of strength training, even if it's just one muscle group. So I've asked if some of you have back issues. Somebody raised their hand, and I want us to just focus on the lat muscles, the latissimus muscles, which stabilizes your spine, supports and provides strength to your arms and shoulders, okay? And it supports good posture, right? How many of us want to be all humped over? None of us. So this is an important exercise that I'm going to show you. So I'm going to step back and I'm going to take a lighter set of weights, okay? So they're going to be in my hand, palms are facing my thighs. Now, I want you to stand up, if you would, and I'm going to show you the side position. So I'm going to bend my knees. I'm going to hinge over at my hip. I'm going to drop my arms, and then I'm going to pull my elbows back. And it's almost like I'm trying to get my shoulder blades to come together, but I'm raising my shoulder blades and I'm working my lat muscles, and then I release. So if I do it forwards, it's going to look like this. I pull back and then I release slowly. Okay, so we're going to do this 10 times. So you're going to just look in front of you. You don't have to look at me, but if you need to see what I'm doing, we're going to do it 10 times slowly. So we're going to go pulling up and now release slowly. And we're going to pull up 2, now contract and then release slowly. And 3, now bring those elbows behind you so they're up and behind and release. So I'll do it sideways again. 4 and release. 5, now my back is not curved, so yours isn't either. 6 and release slowly. 7 and release slowly. 8, pull it back and release slowly. 9, release, and 10, and release. Nice job, stand up. Now you're going to do a lovely lat row, okay? So I'm going to take this little stool here. I'm going to put one hand on it. So you're leaning on something, whether it's a chair, table, whatever you got. Then you're going to take one dumbbell. Now I'm taking a slightly heavier dumbbell. You don't have to, but I'm going to, the hand that has a dumbbell, that same side leg is going to go back. So my other arm is leaning on my chair. Now I'm going to drop my dumbbell with my hand holding it. So my arm is straight. I'm going to now, there's 2 ways you can do this. You can pull up to your waist. That's the modified version. Or you can make it harder and pull the dumbbell back to your hip. And you're going to really feel your lat muscle working. So let's begin. So you can go up to your waist or you can go up to your hip. So that's 1. Now I'm going to do it at my hip. So it makes it harder. That's 2, 3, and release. 4, release, and 5, release. Now switch sides. Now you're going to do the other arm. So that same leg with the dumbbell and with your hand is going to go back. And now you're going to pull either back to your hip. That's the harder version, or you're going to pull it up to your waist. Here's 2. And here we go. I'm going to go back to my hip, 3, because I want a little harder workout here. 4 and 5. And stand up. And let's see, we're going to do the lovely contractions here with our leaning over, bend your knees. We're going to pull up like we did before. So we'll do 5 of these. Here we go. 1 and release. 2 and release. Remember, you're contracting your shoulders. 3, release. 4, release, your palms are facing your thighs, 5. Okay, now we're gonna do the last one with a single arm row. So here's our lat row. So we're gonna go back to our hip, 1, or to your waist to make it easier, 2, 3, now I'm starting to breathe here, 4, and 5, and now we're gonna switch the other arm. And I think we're almost out of time here, but we're gonna just do this. 2, 3, 4, up to your hip, and 5, and that's it. And now I'm gonna come on over to all of you. Congratulations, thank you. You should be feeling your lat muscles at work, your back at work. And I wanna ask you to commit to doing this 2 more times this week, okay? Strength training is a must. And join me via Susan next week. We're gonna be working on the trap muscles, okay, and the forearms. So I want all of you to make sure that you do a committed effort and 2 more times of this 10-minute strength training, and join us next week on the KS Media Group app. You can find, if you want to do even more, 2 weeks I can give you for free, and you can join me and you can see what strength training at a whole nother level is for 45 minutes. And it's free and it's in community and you have fun and you do this with friends. So please join the KS Media Group app. Go to the directory, look up Karen Lubin, and go to the group. I think there's a little thing that says exercise. Go to the link, and that will give you free access to the 2 weeks. All right. And I want to thank you. You're going to be joining other people on the KS Media Group app. Have fun, be well, be uplifted, and have a great rest of your week. Thank you. I'm Karen Lubin, your well-being coach. Have a good day. Thank you, everyone. All right, I'm going to stop this.